sanctuary, you have to keep your mask on?
If it was just the two of us, probably not,
Right.
but there will be a few other people here. We will both be getting PCR tests tomorrow, though, so that,
Mine's on Sunday, but yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting it out of the way in the morning. I feel like that's close enough.
After every service, you get tested?
No, just for High Holy Days.
Oh,
It is Michael Sherman. Hi, Michael. Good to see you.
And here comes James.
Hi,
live
James.
control.
Thank you for being here.
She can unmute him.
Yes, I'm going to mute my computer first. It's asked to unmute.
Why? Oh, he probably hasn't given the permission yet.
thank you.
See, now if you go back, nope, still no. Come on, James.
Okay, well, the good thing is it's 6:50.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
He'll be back, I hope.
Michael disappeared too.
He'll be back.
Did you do something to the sound, or did I?
No, that was me. I thought live control sound was about to go live and I didn't want the echo to
Okay,
screw up
sorry.
all of our ears. You're fine, you're fine. I'm just waiting for that to go. They really need to make women's clothing so that this is possible.
My daughter was going through her closet and getting rid of stuff today. She started putting on all these clothes, these dresses that she hasn't worn in forever. And the last time she tried to wear them, she was probably about 15, 20 pounds heavier. She looked stunning in every one of them. We were like, Jordan, don't get rid of any of these. You look phenomenal. And you're going to need them for rush week, and you're going to need them for all kinds of stuff at school. So she's all excited.
She should be. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
This is good enough. With the talit covering. Oh, Lisa's funny.
Oh, want to pull up Zoom so we can see if he's there now?
Nope.
Nope. What's going on?
Hello.
Hi, Kathy. You'll be back.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Kathy.
We'll be here in just a minute.
We love it.
Awesome.
Paul is finishing his dinner.
Oh, good. That's great.
Considering the fact that our service was supposed to have technically started 3 minutes ago, not thrilled.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
If he's not on the next minute, I'll call.
Okay. Hi, Howard. Good to see you. Oh,
You're muted.
You're muted. We can't hear you.
You can actually unmute him. Look
Oh,
at that.
that's
See,
true.
he
I
gave
can
permission.
unmute you. I like the. You're. Yes, you're good. You're good now. I like your San Pedro, UCLA. You're just decked out tonight.
You know, the San Pedro hat, their store in downtown San Pedro opened a little bit back. And the two young people who own it were Toberman kids.
Oh, there you go.
That's very nice.
And I went in there, one of them recognized me right away, and came up to me, and I bought a bunch of shirts and hats from them.
Oh, how nice. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom. Good to see you. Barry. Michael, Dr. J, and Jonathan. So good to be with all of
Service
you.
is at 7 on Monday.
Right.
Service is at 7 on Monday.
Howard, I like the Bruin stuff.
Yeah, I like it too.
All right.
Yeah, are you reaching out?
Big games tomorrow, so I'm wearing this.
There's Jim. How nice. Just need live control to come in. We'll be all good. Hi, Jim. Good to be with you.
Hello, Barry. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Shabbat Shalom. So good to see you. All of you. You have the whole sanctuary.
You can find answers to many questions or submit a ticket at support.zoom.us. Please have your personal meeting ID or your 9 to 11 digit scheduled meeting ID followed by the pound sign.
Hey guys, I have a question. Do you know where to buy shofar close by?
You can get them on
It's like a
Amazon.
Sephardic kika.
I know that. I checked it out already and it says it's gonna be delivered before, like within the 19th and the 24th, so it comes from Israel Street.
Okay.
And I was wondering, does the store?
Well, it's so good to have both of you here.
I'm pretty sure like somewhere in Beverly Hills they have it, right? Shofar. Noah really wants a shofar. I have 2 extras. I'll be happy to give him one. We can buy it from you. No. No, I have two extras.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm pretty sure Ilan has like 16 of them. Yeah. Anyway, he's. I'm honored to gift it.
Oh, that's so nice, man.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll come over and pick it up one of these days.
Okay. All right. Soon, so he can blow it on Monday.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
absolutely. Yeah, soon.
He had a class yesterday with Miss Farmer, and she was amazing. She showed him the shofars, 2 of them. She put it like against her hat, and she was showing that's the part of the shofar. He was amazing. These are short. I'll get them now. We'll talk after services. Okay.
Jiminy.
Oh, an Arab Rosh Hashanah? Yeah. Okay. So if I see people distracted on the screen, I'll know why. There you go. Any luck?
Working on it.
All right. Trying to get all the technological pieces together.
Yeah, good practice, I guess.
They're not in, huh?
Sorry. Don't tell me sorry, I didn't understand. Why don't you tell me things like that, people?
Do you want me to do, are you, I'm confused about what needs to be done right now.
Right now, I'm just watching to see if I see
I'll
him pop
watch.
on. And
He's aware?
I don't know if he is.
Ah.
That's the thing. I'm trying to.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's good to be with you. We're waiting for the technological component of this evening to start working, so bear with us for just a couple of minutes.
Come on now. Ah, that's where I always go. Testing.
No, but it's live.
Yeah, they are live, but
Yes,
somehow-
everyone should mask up too, exactly. That's funny, Jim. I think you're good if you're in your own house.
Yes, our service was supposed to start 10 minutes ago, and we are still not on Zoom. Temple Bethel in San Pedro?
We'll get started momentarily, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Meeting ID is 453-937-541.
453-937-541, and the password is 18 candles.
That's correct.
That is what we joined. Let me back out and make sure, there wasn't any potential typos.
We actually saw a controller come on, and then we also saw him leave. And we were there along with about 15 other people. Is that right? 543?
Thank you for being patient. We'll be started in just a second. Yeah.
No, 453, not 543.
He came in.
453-937-541.
He came in.
Oh, he's in now. He just joined. Thank you so much. Are you, can you unmute him?
He is unmuted.
Perfect. Great, thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone is muted. We're good.
Perfect. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom to all of you who are joining us on Zoom and Facebook Live and YouTube and on Live Control. Where else are we? I think that's about it. Hinei matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hinei matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. It is such a joy to be able to welcome in the last Shabbat of 5781. I had to think for a second about what year it is. I'm so ready for the next one. And as we close out this year, let us use this day of Shabbat to reflect over all we have been through, over all we want to let go of, so that we can enter the new year with peace in our hearts and hope and optimism for the future before us. We continue with the words of our with the Huno Ranana, and just celebrating in the joy of this day. We begin Shabbat each week by lighting our candles, bringing some illumination into our worlds.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Now that we've lit the candle and we prepare to welcome in the Sabbath bride, so too may we turn to one another and welcome each other. In the sanctuary tonight, we have a very small crowd, small but mighty. Awesome, awesome human beings in this room, and so many wonderful people on Zoom. And whether you are online or in person, I invite you to reach out to send your love to others in worship with you.
Lecha dodi nikrat kala. Shamor vezachor b'dibur echad, b'shmiyanu אעשה במחשבה תחילה לך תודי לקראת קלה בני שבת תקבלה לך תודי לקראת קלה בני שבת תקבלה. We rise and we face the doors through which we entered as we welcome the Shabbat bride. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, מתוך אמוניה בסגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה לך. תודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת תקבלה לך. תודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת תקבלה.
We turn to the Baraku Prayer as we call ourselves and one another to worship.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baraku et Adonai, Amen. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nidbaho ha'aviv ha'aviv echov machoteach she'arim. God of creation who makes the evening fall from light into darkness with the setting of the sun. You unfold the heavens with moon and stars and wrap ourselves in peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaho ha'aviv ha'aviv echov machoteach she'arim. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv
As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. And as we turn to the words of the Shema, where we stand witness before God, witness before our community, I invite you to do the custom that feels appropriate to you. Whether that means looking at the words on the screen or on the page, whether that means closing your eyes, or whether it means joining with me in sign language.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, ואהבת לרעך כמוך, זה כלל גדול בתורה, זה כלל גדול בתורה. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. This is the message of our Torah. This is the teaching of our Torah. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, ואהבת לרעך כמוך, זה כלל גדול בתורה, זה כלל גדול בתורה. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, ואהבת לרעך כמוך.
The good in us will win over all the wickedness, over all the wrongs we have done. We will look back at the pages of written history and be amazed, and then we will laugh and sing, and the good that is in us, children and their cradles, will have won. Our hearts beat with certainty that there is a day and an hour and a mountain called Zion, and that all of the sufferings will gather there and become song, ringing out into every corner of the earth from end to end, and the nations will hear it, and like the caravans in the desert, will all do that morning throng.
הרכיב עד אדוני את יעקב וגלום יד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We ask that God shelter us beneath God's chupat shalom, God's canopy of peace, with these words of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu lechayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
O God, you are near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthest most star. We yearn to reach you, to seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. As the fish gives himself to the sea, as the bird gives herself to the air, so may we give ourselves to you. I invite you to rise for the Amidah on page 164 in your prayer books.
Adonai sefatai tiftach uvi agitehi anecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach uvi agitehi anecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please take a few moments for your private prayers, and you may be seated whenever you feel ready to continue.
Adonai Tzuri Goali, Adonai Tzuri Goali, Adonai Tzuri Goali, Adonai Tzuri Goali.
So on the first Friday night of the month, we have a tradition of sharing a story from our tradition. And the story that I want to tell tonight is about the mirror and the window. It's a story about a man who lived in a small village in Poland a long time ago. Now, this man owned a small shop where he sold all sorts of things, and he made just enough money to support his family. He didn't have too much, and he didn't have too little. He lived in a tiny house that could use some paint, could use some curtains. He didn't have any rugs in his home. The clothes that he had were worn. And yet, there didn't seem to be money for that. Those things didn't matter so much to Avram. What mattered to Avram was having enough to give to the people in his community. You see, Avram was someone who cared deeply about everyone within his small town. He was known to invite people into his home, to offer them beautiful dinners, to offer them support and care whenever they needed it. He was known as a man who was truly good at heart. Now, one day there was a man who came to the town who Avram didn't know. And immediately he went up to him and said, "It's so lovely to meet you. I know that you're new to this town. I want to invite you. Please come to my house. I'll give you food, I'll give you drink, I'll give you a place to rest. Please come to my home." The man was so taken aback by his hospitality, by his warmth, by his generosity that he said, "You know what? Okay, thank you so much." And he went to this man's home who he didn't know. Now, the thing is, Avram also didn't know who this man was. And it turned out that this man was a great Rabbi from another town who had been traveling through his small town in order to get to a wedding. This Rebbe was well known, and it's true that anyone in the town, people who had far more than Avram, would have been so pleased to invite this Rebbe into their home. But the Rebbe wanted to come with Avram because Avram had invited him so beautifully, so warmly. And so he comes, he stays, he has a lovely time eating the most delicious food at Avram's house. And just before he leaves, he reveals who he is to Avram and offers him a blessing that he should prosper so that he could give even more to the people in his town who needed it. And lo and behold, that's what happened. His store soon had so many more customers, and everyone found what they needed. They were able to have so much more as a family because they were bringing in more money. The store was able to expand and expand, but of course, with more wealth comes troubles. And Avram worried that by doing this, making sure transcriptions are allowed, that's really important. Thank you for requesting that. He was worried that there would be robbers who would come, who would steal from his store. He built gates around it and made sure that there was security. Likewise, in his home, he got a much bigger home. And in this home, he was able to have beautiful new curtains and new rugs. He was able to have beautiful everything. He got a new wardrobe. He felt really, really good. But there was one possession in his home that he treasured above all the rest, and that was a huge mirror that hung in the middle of his great room. And he loved to go up to it and look at himself with a reflection of all he had in the background and to remember where he came from and where he had come to. But there was, of course, a problem. There was a problem because Avram was so busy with his business, was so busy with everything that was going on that he no longer had time to be there for the people in the community who he had once invited over to his home, who he had once helped so willingly and thoughtfully. And one day, the Rebbe sent a messenger to his home. And he found that this messenger had an impossible time trying to get an appointment with Avram because Avram was simply too busy for him. When the Rebbe heard this, he became distraught. Avram had truly changed. So the Rebbe himself, he came to the town, and he went to go see his friend, and of course Avram welcomed him in with open arms and offered him a delicious meal. And then the Rebbe said, "Come here, Avram. I want us to stand before your great mirror. Tell me, what do you see in this mirror?" And Avram said, "I see myself. I see all that I have in my home that I'm so proud of." "Okay," said the Rebbe, "and now come over here," he said, "and tell me what you see," as he pointed to a great window in his home. "Well, I see a woman I know who is a widow with 4 small children. I see a man who's a water carrier who is just having a harder and harder time as he ages carrying all this water. I see another man who's struggling to put food on his table." The Rebbe said, Yes, you see the people in your community. Now tell me, what is the difference between your mirror and your window?" And Avram said, "I don't understand. What are you asking me?" And the Rebbe said, "Well, a mirror and a window, they share the same thing. They're both made of glass. And yet the silver that goes behind the mirror, it blocks you from being able to see through it, so that all you can see when you look into it is yourself. But the window, when you look out the window, you see everyone out there, everyone with whom you have a connection." And immediately Avram knew what he was saying. He was saying that Avram had lost sight of himself. He had become so fixated on what he was becoming, on everything that was going on in his life, that he had failed to see the very people in his community, the people for whom he cared so deeply. And so he went up to his mirror, and he scratched a bit of the silver off in one corner to always remind him not just to look at the mirror, but to also be looking at the window. And from that day forward, Avram made time to be there with people in order to welcome them into his home, in order to care for them, in order to turn all of his riches into riches for the greater community. And he found that he was so much happier because he was surrounded by friends new and old. Right now, I want us to pause also for a moment of community. And in this moment, we offer a prayer for people who are in need of healing of mind, healing of body, and healing of spirit. Today, we are thinking and offering prayers, and I invite as well everyone who's online, please feel free to write the names of anyone for whom you'd like to say the Mishabarach. Feel free to write that into the chat. We're thinking about Jackie Grossman and Helene Goldberg, Robin Gregson, and Angie Harrison, Hannah McCulloch, Jennifer Harrison Gomez, Kathleen Gimblett, Scott Cohen, Richard Abler, Paige Montaneo, Beverly and Lana Steinberg, Dublin Atwater, Yisrael Ben Yehudit, Joan Morris, Mark and Barbara Paul, Philip Ray, Ira Spector, Jerry Mednick, Norm Cantor, Susan Brooks, Irv Siegelman, Marty Cohen-Spiegel, Rebecca Rothstein, Leah Eliana Batester, Mach Leah Batester, Karen Lavoie, Devon Whitting, Beth Montaneo, Erwin Scher, Adina Batavraham Vakaila, Eileen Edinger, Pam Moore, Janice Zerodi, Rich Zerodi, Emmett Paul, Marilyn Panseji, Larry Panseji. Does anyone here have any names of people you'd like to add to this Mishabarach list?
Pat Wade.
For all the people whose names we've written, whose names we hold in our hearts, we wish them a complete and speedy recovery.
Blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishabarach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh hacholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose healing presence is with all of those in need, as we all say, Amen.
Amen. We also come together from a place of memory, remembering people who have died in recent days and weeks. Walter Finnegan and Joyce Fishman Klein, Sanford Stern, Mike Leo Smith. We're observing yahrzeits for Carl Abramson, Ruth Cohen Allenstein, Carl Astheimer, Alvin August, Helen Cohn, Jay Cohn, Jerome Cohn, Leonard Cohn, Anne Jo Depoff, Anne Danye, Jerome Fish, Pauline Fleischman, Arlene Frischman, Doralea Lynn Garel, Celia Gottfried, Dorothy Green, Dorothy Grossman, Matilda Horn, Josephine Imhoff, Anna Kamholtz, Esther Canaster, Sam Kaufman, Malcolm Klein, Evelyn Kritzstein, Charlie Lakritz, Abraham Liebenthal, Sylvia Leibowitz, Ephraim Letts, Josa Lapino, Carla McKeeve, Max Matlis, Meyer Mitzer, James Neely, Ruth Opner, Belle Perlman, Alma Phillips, Vicky Magnus Pines, Byron Remanowski, Isidore Rubenfield, Jill Schechter, Louis Scher, Ruth Slobes, Ellis Smoldwitz, Hannah Kai Spector, Emmanuel Stahl, Morris Tapper, Robert Euler, Pearl Weinstein, Rose Weiss, Maxine Weisswasser, Sylvia Zamo Sachs, and Bertha Zimmerman. In memory of all the people whose names we've said aloud, and I invite you to write in the names of anyone else we are remembering this evening, I invite us to rise in body or in spirit as we offer the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598 in our prayer books. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'amad divrach chirotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, b'gala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yanaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ilam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'romav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
You may be seated, and I'd love to, except not you, Linda, because we need you up here. So on behalf of the board, I'm so grateful to Linda Herman for being here to offer some announcements.
Welcome, everybody, and I'm just delighted to say we have a guest here today that I haven't met before, so welcome to our guests. Shabbat Shalom, and it's my pleasure to be here tonight representing the Temple Board of Directors. I'd like to share a few upcoming announcements with you, and there's a lot, so be prepared. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., please join us for Cantor breakfast and story time, his breakfast with the PJ Library. All are welcome to join Cantor for this special time to gather together on Shabbat to read a story, talk with one another, and most of all, have fun. Then at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, please join Cantor and Pam Tarlow for a service of healing for body, mind, and soul that utilizes a blend of music, poetry, and meditation. To conclude Shabbat, please join us tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for Havdalah with Rabbi Cassie. This service marks the end of Shabbat and ushers in the new week. And coming up, of course, Erev Rosh Hashanah is this Monday evening, September 6th at 7 p.m. Tuesday, September 7th is Rosh Hashanah. Our morning service begins at 10 a.m. Our outdoor family service will begin at 3 p.m. at White Point Nature Preserve, followed by our Tashlich service at about 4:15 p.m. at White Point Beach. All High Holy Day services information can be found on our TBE website or in your weekly emails. And next Friday, September 7th at 7 p.m., we will celebrate Shabbat Shuvah with a Zoom-only service with our friends at Temple Menorah. There is a special Zoom link to use for this community service, which you can find on our website or in your weekly emails. I wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom and a healthy and sweet New Year. L'Shana Tova. Thank you.
Just a couple of corrections and additions. Our 9 a.m. story time is focused toward preschoolers. So if you're a preschooler at heart, of course you're welcome. But it is focused toward our smallest members of the community. And at 10 a.m. tomorrow is our healing service. So you're stuck with just me. You don't get to have Pam Tarlow too. Sorry. So
Oh, darn.
It's okay. It's all right.
Although we do love Pam. Every time Pam
Absolutely.
says anything, it is always a blessing, for sure. Yes. So we have so many wonderful things that are coming up. We thank you all for being here to share this last Shabbat of this year as we look forward to the new one ahead of us. For everyone who is online on Zoom, I invite you, hang around, grab your dinner, whatever it is, and stay right here, and I will whisk you away to One Grooms. I will even remember to allow you to unmute yourselves so that you can talk to each other, which apparently I did not do last week. So I'm taking care of that right now, and I will set up breakout rooms in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thank you.